The mothers of both the shooter and murder victim from the Arlington Lamar High School shooting testified at the defendant's sentencing trial. The jurors in juvenile court will decide the punishment for the teen who admitted to the shooting. They also saw video today of the 16-year-old when he acted up in custody and attacked a jailer. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager in studio now with the testimony from that trial. Peyton.
Heather, the defense called their witnesses this afternoon. One included a clinical director with the Juvenile Justice Department in an effort to convince the jury that the teen can be rehabilitated at a state juvenile facility. However, the prosecution continues to push the teen needs a stiff punishment. Two mothers testified Wednesday in a Tarrant County courtroom about what life was like before March 20th, 2023.
All I can remember is just screaming, crying, and calling my boss and just letting her know I have to leave, and I just ran out the building.
On that morning, Rashawn Jacobs' son, Jayshawn Poirier, was fatally shot outside Lamar High School in Arlington.
Technically still trying to wrap my mind around this, and I'm stuck in this nightmare, trying to come out of it.
The now 16-year-old who pleaded guilty to killing Poirier and wounding another student with a shotgun listened to the testimony. The name of the shooter is not being made public since the capital murder trial is in juvenile court. Also called to the stand by prosecutors, the teen's mother, who lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Even though this is my child, I love him. Accountability has to be given.
We blurred her face and aren't using her name to protect the juvenile's identity. She testified she and her son had a close relationship and would text every day, which is a stark contrast to the difficult relationship the defense team said the teen had with his parents. Tuesday, the court learned after the teen was taken into custody, he told detectives he had been sexually assaulted at school by other students months before he opened fire on a crowd of students. Arlington police testified the claims were unsubstantiated. Prosecutors asked the teenager's mother if she saw any changes in her son's behavior when he visited her in Louisiana in October.
He showed no signs. That's all I can say. He showed no signs. If something happened to him, as I've always said, he hid it, and he hid it very well.
But in cross-examination, the defense pointed out the teen visited his mother in Louisiana before the date he claimed he was sexually assaulted. The defense asked the teenager's mother about the contentious family dynamic in Louisiana before her son moved in with his father in Texas 5 years ago.
Arguing?
Yes.
Fighting?
Yes.
Violence?
Yes.
The teen's mother also said she wrote her son in jail 3 times after he was arrested, but she never heard back. And that's why she says she never visited him. It was disclosed the teenager was given nearly 30 chances to call his mother from jail, but refused. Surveillance was shown in court of the teen trying to escape the juvenile detention facility last month. Early in the morning, the teen requested toilet paper from the staff. He then assaulted a detention officer. This was the day jury selection was supposed to begin in the trial, and the teen tried to claim he was the one that was attacked. Wednesday afternoon, the defense called their witnesses, which included psychologist Dr. Stephen Thorne.
The structure and the function of the juvenile brain is different than the adult brain.
Dr. Thorne testified juveniles' brains aren't fully developed in their teenage years. Last to take the stand Wednesday was the teenager's great aunt.
You know, I feel guilty that he didn't feel secure enough to talk to me about whatever was going on in his life.
She testified she saw signs something was wrong with the boy recently, wishing she would have stepped in sooner.
I noticed that he had gotten a little more withdrawn and isolating a little more. This family seeing less of him.
Closing arguments will begin tomorrow. Then the jury will deliberate how long the teenager will be sentenced. As a reminder, the max is 40 years.